On ENCA today, we are looking at the impact of weak political leadership and service delivery. Reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is in Pretoria, where there's been a standoff between municipal workers and the City of Tshwane over salary increases. Residents there have been left to put up with the knock-on effects. But like other cities in the country, Pretoria has a huge infrastructure challenges, with water provision and maintenance being big ones. Let's go to Pule Letshwiti-Jones now live for him to give us the details. Pule, we know that there's been a fight between municipality and workers in terms of that salary increase, etc. Just tell me, in terms of your driving around and what you're seeing in terms of the services that are not rendered because of this.
Well, earlier on we spoke to a residents' association in Centurion, and they were quite upset with the services having not been delivered in their area. That was a community that protested just about a month ago on the R55 road as well, complaining about how the impact of the strike has a knock-on effect on service delivery. Today we're also in Pretoria East as well, where we're going to be speaking to residents around how they say crime has actually now risen in this area as a result of the street lights not working, and of course unplanned power outages as well. They're joining me right now. Guys, thank you very much for chatting to us from this community. Maybe let's just start firstly with how the strike has had a toll on services, and how you guys are complaining about cat burglars, who you say is an element of criminality that is now escalated in this area as well. Let me start with you, maybe Graham. Just speak to us as a community in this area.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Service delivery, dustbins not being emptied. Me being in the security sector, assisting the COT teams, escorting them, keeping them safe from the strikes, the people that's intimidating the workers that wants to work. And some nights we sit up until 3-4 o'clock on sites where they have to repair cables, where we have to provide security and protection for them.
And how has that been? Escorting the trucks and everything, is it how has it been as well?
It is, well, it's nerve-wracking because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the security vehicles is going to be targeted. There's a big legality thing. What happens if a vehicle gets attacked? Who's going to be responsible, and so forth. But we're managing for now, but it's getting very frustrated.
All right. And has the demand been increasingly becoming high as well from residents and, of course, estates that want you to escort the people who are collecting the waste collection?
Yes. Well, with our suburb, we have guarding points by the entrances. So when a truck do come in, we immediately dispatch 2 or 3 vehicles to escort the waste trucks, and also the sewage and electrical repair team trucks as well.
Maybe also if you can tell us, you told me that you experienced a crime in this area, particularly with the street lights having gone off. Has that been an issue in your community?
Yes, I've been in this community for 23 years. We've got a wonderful community. We've got a wonderful, tranquil neighborhood. But unfortunately, the strike has manifested in this being a dark area, and that then escalated crime. We currently have a cat burglar. That's this persons. They jump the fences, they climb in the trees, and then because it's dark, they get the advantage. We do have a fantastic camera system, but if they operate in the dark and wearing hoodies and all that, it's difficult to identify these people. I just want to say that also we've had a lot of outages, electricity, because the trees are very tall, jacaranda trees, other indigenous and other trees, and then we call on the City Council to please come and cut the branches. And we had that storm the other night. These branches then fall onto the lines, the electricity, and then we're out of power again. And we're trying our best to get in contact with the City Council with no effect. I must say we do have a very good representative who's trying his best for us in our area, and we're very grateful for him. But there are very big challenges for us.
True. You share the very same concerns as well, sir?
Yes, unfortunately at my place I had 2 armed robberies in the past month, and one of the biggest concerns is that the street lights wasn't working, so it's very dark where they came in, and The other thing that I'm also concerned about, there's some leaks here that have been reported now in the past month. It's not being repaired. The problem is that the water is running down the street. And also there at Magnolia, there's sewage coming out. It's not very hygienic, and I really think these things has to be addressed. Just to come back, I'm also now 14 years in this area. I used to be very fond of this area. I used to enjoy staying here. Even like now, I still enjoy the jacaranda trees, but unfortunately I can't say it of the rest of the building.
Can I just add something? There is a system for Tshwane City Council. You have to report and then you get a reference number. So that reference number is very important. But it doesn't help you if you have the reference number for like 6 weeks and you keep on escalating and our representative keep on escalating and nothing happens. So we're following their procedure, but nothing happens.
Definitely. And I'm just going to ask, I'm going to go to Sean now, your council as well. If you can just step aside for me. Thank you very much, sir, ma'am. But Sean, I just want to show the viewers what we're seeing here as well. These are some of the issues that, of course, speak to service delivery not being implemented in this area. Pipe bursts as well. As a councillor, of course, also being part of the Tshwane Council, we've seen what happened last week. The council did not sit. Your residents also complaining as much as you try your best to help. What are the plans to ensure that we could see a stop to this strike by SAMU and the city resolving their issues? What is the plan going forward for the residents?
Look, as it's been well documented and televised and explained by the mayor and his team, we've made a stand. We've taken a stand against the illegal and the violent strike. And these are the consequences. There are workers that are intimidated. There are workers that are threatened. This morning when we had an issue with a tree that had fallen over, the horticulture department said we can't do anything, our lives are being threatened to cut trees. So we're dealing with the consequences, the negative consequences of just this tardiness or this lethargy of those that are afraid and those who say they are afraid. At the moment you'll see with the issue with the water, I've got illegal dumping, I've got sewage running, I've got electricity out, we've got streetlights you've heard that aren't working. That issue is ongoing. So it happened before and it's happening now, and especially in the last 2 months, there's definitely negative consequences for the residents. What I can say, Graham and the guy that spoke first, the community is working together. The community sends their security to escort the waste trucks. We have them inconsistently. So it's a question of they arrive here in the middle of the night, they're on their way to somewhere else, they then send out a message on WhatsApp, we're in your area, but nobody wants to go out at 11 o'clock at night and put their waste bins out to be collected. And then it rolls over. The next thing that happens is the backlog is then placed on top of the bin or next to it, and the trucks don't lift that because of the machines. So they only pick up the waste bins. What happens then is you have additional concerns or additional issues that are just ongoing. So we're now in our 9th week. I believe we got a back Brink. He's made his stand. We support him as the council, the multi-party coalition that I support. But there are consequences. The residents and the ratepayers are suffering because of the strike. They're living with sewage in their streets. They're living in danger. You heard about the cat burglar.
Right.
There are issues that aren't being sorted. And I must tell you, we don't know. There's zero feedback. There's zero communication. If we do get it, it's from the management or the MACO. But again, they tell us what they're being told. And I can tell you what, this leak's been going for weeks. We've been told that they're coming, they haven't been. And then we're in our 9th week. So there's definitely a breakdown in the whole system at the moment.
Sean, thank you very much for your time there. Of course, these are residents here in Makulniak and Tshwane, east of Tshwane as well, complaining about the lack of service delivery in this particular area as a result of the strike that has now entered its 9th week, Masego.
All right, Pule Letshwiti-Jones in the capital.